I have finally finished the cage reaction video. I asked for some of your cages and some of you sent them. And this is just constructive criticism to make the cages better, and it's nothing to diss anyone. This cage is a IKEA D12 for a Campbell hamster. The bedding depth and wheel size is good. I would maybe place the multi-chamber a little higher so that your hamster has more space to burrow underneath. That dwarfs usually burrow underneath their hide or like multi-chamber. You said you had more cork and grapevine, and most of the wood is very sanded, so you don't really get different textures of wood. Get more of a natural structure of them. You could just place them very randomly, a few pieces, and then you place the rest of the items from what you've placed first. And then you could also maybe get some granule substrate so that they can dig in. Here we have a nice big IKEA Pax cage for a Syrian hamster. I know you've said you wanted more accessories, and a bit more crowded. Then you could also get some granules substrate to dig in. And it would be really cool if you could get a long racing track along one of the sides. This is for a Syrian hamster who now has moved into another cage, but you have a lot of substrates in all of your cages, but you could maybe make them a little more crowded. Here is a cage for a crested gecko. I know nothing about them, but I think it looks very cool with all the colors on the plants and stuff, and it's the luckiest cresty ever and also the cutest. And then we have an acrylic cage for this adorable dwarf named Pudding. It's a super cute name. The cage is very crowded and nice, and I love how natural it looks. The only thing I can think of is that maybe you could get a ramp down from the platform on the right side. An IKEA D12 for a Syrian hamster. You said you would get more spray substrates and herbs and stuff, so that's nice. I would recommend maybe getting a multi-chamber where it's dark, because the peekaboo hide you have is up against the glass and it's not really dark in there. It's a while since I asked for these pictures, so many of these cages have changed a lot since what you can see in the picture. This one especially has changed a lot. I would maybe add a few more substrates, and then a willow tunnel would look very good. I really love the look of your most recent setup. Then we have the setups for 2 Syrians and 1 Robo. She has upgraded the smallest cage to another Pax, and the setups looks very different again. I just love your setups. I would probably just get a few more things for Peta's setup. Maybe some more grapevine, so that since the cage is so big that you kind of build upwards. Here is a tank for a male mouse. It's so crowded and busy. I would love to be a mouse and live in this cage. And again, I don't have anything to say. I'm not a mouse expert. Another detail for a dwarf hamster. Nice and crowded. Only thing that I would do is that I would get a fern bowl, because your hamster's name is Fern, so yeah, of course. And that's my job. I've promised to make her a fern bowl, and I've not finished it yet. This is a DIY cage for a dwarf hamster named Zoe. She's very cute. There is a picture of this one. You said you would make a multi-chamber, and so that's good. Then I would make the sand bath a bit bigger and maybe get some grapevine and other stuff to make it more crowded. Detail for dwarf, nothing to say here either. And I just love how you cannot see the bedding. Very good inspiration, everyone. And they also get a lot of their hamster stuff from thrift stores, which I love. Another detail for dwarf. You said you were getting a multi-gem very soon, so whenever you get it, or you've probably gotten it already, place it on the highest point of the bedding so that he can burrow underneath. You could also maybe get a few more things to make it a little more crowded, but besides that, it's a very nice cage. It's the medium night angel cage for a robo. Maybe you could get some deeper bedding, and then the multi-chamber you could like make it a bit darker with some cardboard or something. And I would make the sand bath a bit bigger because robos need about 1/3 of their cage sand at least, because they originate from deserts.